how are you? It's a chilly day in Nairobi, and I've been asked to do a vlog on grieving, the grieving process, and death. I got a message from somebody who recently lost her brother, and she asked me all sorts of questions. We actually had a back and forth on Instagram where she was asking, how do you handle this? What do you do? And how do you handle your parents when they're going through grief? So let me just talk to you about the grieving process. There are 5 stages in grief. If you know this, you know it. If not, let me share that with you. The first one is denial, then there's anger, and there's bargaining, there's depression, and then there's finally acceptance. The key probably is not to get stuck in any of the 4 and to maybe recognize them as they come. It's very easy for me to sit here and sip on my coffee and tell you this, but I'll tell you from a person who's lost her father, who's lost a brother, who's lost friends, I've lost pregnancies, I've lost dogs that I love. I've had many stages of grief, and sometimes you don't have to wait till a person dies to grieve them. Sometimes you could grieve a relationship that is over, a friendship that died. Recently, I find that I grieve my mother, who's still alive, but who's a lot of her personality got lost when she had a stroke, which is almost 3 years ago. In November it'll be 3 years. So there's a lot of grief that I've gone through in my life, and maybe that's why this person reached out to me and said, please do a video on grief. My thing is that there's no time span. You can't say, oh, okay, fine, so denial will last 3 months, and then you move on to anger, and that'll take 2 weeks, and then you'll be bargaining with God for the next 10 days. No, nothing like that. It comes in waves. It's still, my brother died 25 years ago. I still grieve him. I was 6 years old when my father died. I still grieve him, although I don't know how well I knew him, but I feel a void in my life, especially when I see a father-daughter relationship, and I see it so closely in my husband and my daughter. Their father-daughter bond is right here in my face. So there are times where I find myself not being myself, and I don't understand what that's about. And when I sit down and I do some soul searching and I figure it out, it is because I'm still grieving. I feel that you have to be able to recognize the parts of you that are angry. Like, you may not lash out about that anger, but you may have road rage, or you may yell at your somebody who's helping you at home, or a co-worker. These are signs that you need to recognize, and you need to figure out, okay, why am I behaving like this? What's going on within me? And like I said, it does take a lot of soul searching. It is very difficult. So let's just give us that. We are only human. And it shouldn't be like, no, but I should be over it. My brother died 25 years ago. Why am I still grieving? I should be over it. We are only human, and we should be able to give ourselves that break. And that's where self-love comes in. I really strongly believe in self-love. You should be able to give yourself that recognition. 1, you've gone through a loss. 2, you're doing really well. No matter where you are in the stages of grief, you're doing really, really well. 3, you're also doing well for the people around you. But remember, each person, the way they are grieving, it's their process and it's their journeys. You cannot take them out of grief. You cannot save them from grief. You cannot save them from how they process whatever they need to process. You can only help yourself. And that's why I say, do what you need to do. If you need to scream into a pillow, please feel free and do that. If you need to write letters to somebody who's passed away, feeling that they may read it, do that. If you need to call your best friend and talk about a relationship gone wrong, do that. If you feel that you broke up with someone and you're missing them, and you need to tell them that you're missing them. If it causes you more pain, but you feel better by telling them you miss them, go ahead and do that. Just listen to your heart, listen to your gut. Don't be too proud. Don't let your ego get in the way. And like I said before, give yourself a break. You're only human. Personally, I think being alive means that you have to go through every emotion in its intensity. So when you're happy, really feel that happiness. And when you're low, when you're angry, when you're in denial, feel those emotions. Really go through each and everything, because this is what it means to be alive. I really hope that this video has helped you in your grieving process. And I really hope that you come through it and you too can help others who are going through grief. Thanks for watching.